I started taking my turn on the team game and completely forgot about recording. So I'm going to do a bit of a catch-up since I can't remember if I did a recording. I apologize. So, we did the UK one twist. We did this. They did not attack the cruiser. They pulled back. So as allies, we decided to go KJF. I didn't talk out my strategy with my teammates on how I do the KJF. So completely on me for not really expressing what I needed if I'm going to do an India job. But whenever I do an India sea drop, I really like to send the U.S. north, as y'all saw in the game versus Antron, to make the Japan Navy have to decide: defend the north, attack the south, defend the north, attack the south. That's normally my general approach. But he took the battleship to be safe on killing the sub. I think there's a sub down. No, there wasn't a sub down here. Anyways, he came down here, where he's got some options to get to Australia next turn, I guess. And anyways, normally I wouldn't go south. I would go north for the first U.S. 1 or 2. I don't do it all U.S. KJF north. I do for the first up the first 3 rounds. I'll hang up north, and then I'm aiming so that round 5, U.S. is in Philippines with the UK Navy doubling up. So that's my approach. So we're going to get a little bit creative with this. Him coming over here. On the Atlantic side, he did put a fighter in Gibraltar like I asked. He used his destroyer transport, one of them, to come down here to take Morocco, and he put the other transport up here in Greenland. I think he may have thought I was planning on coming up to try and do a 1-2 up here, but I knew even if they hadn't built the bomber, it was going to be very, very, very difficult with my carrier, destroyer, cruiser to come up to Sea Zone 3. I actually expected Germany to stack Karelia. I'm not sure 100% of the benefit of stacking Below, unless they couldn't stack Karelia. I didn't actually look at the numbers. Maybe they couldn't because they've made that Ukraine push. I honestly don't remember. But without them taking Karelia, that means they were able to either take or build with 1 infantry this time. But we should be able to take that. They did take Caucasus. I took Caucasus. I just took it back during UK combat. But we should be able to take that. Now, at least we'll take away 2 of their frontline build spots. So they won't be able to build any advanced infantry on Germany 3 at the very least. So it's not until Germany 4 that they can build up front. So that should help us with the whole timing bit. They did build a bomber this turn on G2. So, that's 4 less infantry that they can push forward. That will be timing. G2 would have been here. 3, 4, 5. We just talked about in the other game how G5 timing. Well, I don't know what order I'm going to release these in, so maybe you haven't heard it yet. But G5 is the timing to get into West Russia, so that's 4 less infantry he's going to have there. So maybe we can hold off on that West Russia. Maybe we can delay the German kill on Moscow by a turn or 2 here. So that's what we're hoping. What the bomber build did do is it really kind of dead zoned a lot of stuff. Right, I have to pull the fleet out. He moved his battleship and transport here, by the way, and attacked and killed the U.S. fighter there. So he had his battleship here. The issue that I ran into, and this is where my coordination with the U.S. By not communicating what I needed hurt, is by him coming south to 43. Next turn he can't really come back north at all at this point. I wouldn't have gone to Alaska U.S. 1, but I would have gone to Pearl, because in U.S. 2 I could have popped back up here and been threatening. For if J3 they decided to go that way. But now this indicates we're going south. We're all going south. What that means is Japan can more confidently come down to 36 because they don't have to worry about protecting 60 or 62, so they can bring down here and stack down here. And so I needed to keep as much threat as I humanly possibly can on Sea Zone 36. And so that meant I really couldn't afford the bomber, which was sitting here in Persia, to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then land in Morocco where he could blitz a tank and 6 fighters and a bomber come and hit, or 2 bombers come and hit, or even if we took 1 infantry over to block the tank, it would be a tank and a bomber, maybe a fighter if I landed the fighter there and kept the cruiser out of this. Then we could have had a tank, bomber, fighter, but he still could have hit with 2 bombers. But also, the bomber over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, meant it could not threaten C-Zone 36 at all. And I really need as much threat on C-Zone 36 right now as possible. As is, if I'm them, because I failed to take Burma. I should have sent 2 infantry. I feel like we got a lot of work that we have to make up on this game now. I should have sent 2 infantry. Instead, I sent 1, and of course, he got a hit back. But that means he'll be able to stack Burma, as well as he can pretty much stack C-Zone 36 as well. Between the 2 carriers, 2 battleships, and a destroyer, and U.S. has no punch up here, so there's nothing preventing him from doing exactly that. And so it does give me like a 35% shot for the UK to wipe them out. But they're going to take, here again, they're going to take India. So both games, we're looking at losing India on J3. And again, all of this kind of goes back. This one we had 3 infantry survive West Russia, I believe it was. And, it really kind of messes up the game a little bit. But anyways, we got to figure out how we're going to do this. The good thing with them coming south is, it's a little bit easier potentially to merge the fleets down around Australia and come back. But we're going to lose India, and we're just going to figure out what we're going to do to compensate for that. Again, it may just be worth for me just to, if he does come down here, go ahead, build 3 subs next turn, send everything to attack C-Zone 36 to really just wipe out as much as we possibly can. And then hopefully the 3 subs and the U.S. can finish off whatever else is there and let U.S. get going. But anyways, there's where we stand. So my combat, I attacked Caucasus, I attacked here, destroyer, cruiser, fighter. So now I have my carrier fighter protecting C-Zone 23 with my 2 transports dropping off here. I do have to do fighter last because he does have his 1 bomber that could hit there. 1, 2, 3. And then return. This bomber's 1, 2, 3, 4. Since he did take Morocco, that means it can't hit back into Morocco or Gibraltar. So that means he can't attack C-Zone 23. So he's only got the 1 bomber that can hit there. So I don't think they'll take that. Hopefully this cruiser gets a hit back. I'm sure he'll take the shot to wipe out the cruiser. But hopefully the cruiser gets a hit back on them. What this does do, so I landed the bomber here. The only UK preventing a Sea Lion drop on G3 is this bomber. So I've already asked the Russian sub to come back at least to C-Zone 8 so that we'd have a sub and 2 Russian fighters threatening C-Zone 5. Because we should be able to keep West Russia stacked this turn. So we're going to rely on Russia to prevent the Sea Lion. Yeek. But even if they did carrier destroyer drop and then they could still get 3 transports, we should be able to bring these guys back. This U.S. transport I'm going to recommend come here, bring a guy over so that then it could come over and drop into UK. And we'd have these fighters that could fly back and this fighter that could fly back. So we could defend the G3 drop, G4 Sea Lion, G3 drop, G4 drop, G5 Sea Lion. I don't know. I didn't even bother to calculate out that far. But that is a real possibility. Here, I'm just preparing if they moved all 5 and all 5 survived. I will have an infantry. I will have a tank. I'll have an infantry, artillery, that my transport can go through, and then I'll have the fighter bomber and 2 fighters in here, so we should have that properly dead zoned. And I think that catches you back up. So Germany's going to be a little bit slower hitting Russia, but we're a little disjointed in the Pacific too, so we'll see what happens here. I want to make sure I got everybody. Oh yeah, I just tucked this transport in with the fleet since I couldn't do anything else with him really. Taking him back to the Atlantic really not going to be all that useful because it's going to be a while until I actually get a fleet up in the North Atlantic again, so why bother taking the transport that way? So another battleship. I'm playing this the same day I did Antron, the one-on-one game, and I bought a battleship there. I just heard that the UK, that Beamdog was allowing UK a discount on battleships, so I was hoping for you know, buy one get one free, but apparently I didn't get that deal. So this is what it looks like. Not necessarily the ideal, but I think I got enough here that they can't really attack C-Zone 35 confidently. So that's good. And with a couple of destroyers and a cruiser, we could try to do some destroyer block maneuvers to get the rest of this fleet to meet up with the U.S. and then wedge our way on into the islands. So there we go.